that microphone working?
Barely know how to work this way.
You
but
doing
this
the Zoom
sucker's
meeting
even got
too?
single sideband.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And 1296 megahertz. I just learned a little bit about it.
Join the meeting on the call.
Oh, we just opened another one?
You know how to do that? Are you
I do like
I'll have
this
that.
stuff.
Okay, so the whole damn TV is crooked. It's not us.
Yeah, it's not a. Yeah, that TV's got a drift rate.
Okay.
I thought it was my.
A Doppler drift.
It's low on the that right side.
Yeah. Mine just got like.
You know what a drift rate is, don't you?
I do now.
Range to 3 degree right rudder and 2 degree down bubble.
I thought with the drift rate I would need an anchor because I was drifting out to sea.
No, a drift rate in the ocean. Submarines don't even have any.
Go a little bit faster again. Go to there. All right, load back down.
I mean, it's all right. It goes with my
Pretty
astigmatism.
close right there.
I was ready to touch it.
That's what threw me off, is it matched my astigmatism perfectly.
I used to have it
And
like
I'm-
this
I
and this
think
eye
you
and
wanted to
that
have
and
one of
that eye.
those.
Yeah, I got two of them.
People inside, people inside, people.
One in both eyes.
Uh,
do we see the other?
one's just a little more seriously motivated than the other.
I had astigmatism like this, and cataracts too.
They had the cataract on me, but they left the stigmatism.
Are we the one?
You know what? Dr. Colacelli.
There you go,
used to
now that's
have a
trippy.
TV commercial.
Wow.
Look at the delay every time
Difference
Jacob
you can
moves.
really see. I was one of the last people he operated on.
Oh, it's pretty
after having
trippy.
done tens of
And
thousands.
you see it go down the line.
And he
Yeah,
did my.
it was like the wave at the Gator Bowl.
There you go.
Took care of the astigmatism
Yeah,
with no.
yeah, or
lasers.
synchronized swimming.
Yeah, they can do a lot of stuff like that now.
No, we don't have to have that. We don't have any.
What's wrong right now?
Zoom meeting. I'm not gonna pay attention. I'm gonna keep my head around.
Be distracting or.
No, it's fine. Fine, we like it.
I'll sit up here.
I mean, all I have to do is not stare the damn thing in the face, right?
Yeah.
What if I just did that?
Other image and. Like, come back up here and aim it that way.
But with nobody wants to see us while everybody in the front's talking, right?
Oh, well.
Sucker. You don't have to worry about the radio falling out of this case.
All right, well, 7:07, I guess we can start the meeting with.
What radio is that, Jack?
Yeah.
This is a jet, $30,
Okay.
all the way to 1296. FM, CW, single sideband radio.
These cameras and standby.
Yeah, press the record button on. That's it. Keep it.
I didn't know if it matters, because I know it's linked anyways, but.
It will go off, but it won't, yeah. Press the record button like the record, should be on the very back.
Just found out I got a ball spot.
Good.
I'm not thinking have one. For sure. Alright, we should be good.
How you look like?
I'll take my hat off, they should stand in the door.
That's gonna be leading off or?
Yeah, well, we're gonna start off the meeting with a treasurer's report.
All right, so.
There's Connor to give a report.
So we've got $172.10 in our Stripe account, which is a donation account of some sort.
Yeah.
We've got $390.61 in our PayPal, $848.72 in our savings, and $1,400.25 in our checking, to a total of $2,811.68.
Yeah, that's doing pretty good.
All right.
So I don't know what our members are looking like right now, but I know we've gained some.
Yeah.
So
We definitely gained some members.
that's part of that.
I move we accept the treasurer's report as read,
Second.
unless he wants to put more money in.
Is the secretary present? Nope, secretary is not present, so. I move we waive the reading of the minutes from the last meeting.
Well, I just have it now, the minutes are recorded.
as a recording, right? So we archived it as a recording, but we're not gonna have it read today.
And legally, we have to have minutes, but legally, we can make minutes off of the video recording. So the video recording, if you ever need minutes, we can refer
Be
back to
transferred.
the recording and make minutes off of it. The recovery
Okay.
with that,
All right.
new technology. As long as we can come up with minutes, if you have a recording of the meeting, you can go back to any time in the future and make minutes of the meeting.
Okay, perfect.
Interesting, what the law say.
That's all I need to know, is that we're covered. Let's see. Do we have any old business? The only new business that I have is, and the board members received the email, the membership may not have. is That Dan has stepped down both as the trustee and the president.
What? So,
How do we let him do that? Did we get permission for you to step in?
Did he get permission?
Well, I don't
He's
think
a little man.
but which raises that we would need a president at some point, so.
Right, that offers the opportunity for us to either have a special election for the replacement of the office. Or we wait until the next scheduled election and attack it then.
Which is a ways off. Yeah, Jack might have some input.
Jack's
Well-
raising his hand. Jack, go ahead.
Actually, the way the bylaws read, it's up to the acting president to make appointments to fill positions. You don't wait for elections.
By acting president, you mean me?
Yep.
Oh,
Y'all carry on, I'll read the bylaws. Thank
go ahead.
you. Y'all get there.
Oh,
He's just gonna.
You're gonna review them, you're not gonna read them out loud.
Yeah, he's gonna
Okay.
throw them.
All right. So pending the review of the bylaws. We can table that until the next meeting, but we do need to. According to our outgoing trustee, all of the pertinent reports have been made to the state. All of the certifications are complete, all of the insurances are paid. So we can continue in that respect, as always. Jack,
And we still have other positions that have not officially been filled, that are appointed positions like state committee chairman, activities chairman, and so on,
right,
as far as I know.
is board appointed, is that correct?
Those are all appointed.
Board appointed. Not
No,
acting president.
President appointed or acting.
President, acting president.
President's
appointed, not the
appointed.
acting president. Okay, well, that,
Now, the acting president, I wouldn't appoint people that my board opposed. But in other words, I would, mention to them that I was thinking of appointing this person and see if there was any big objections, but that's just me.
Well, at this point, we've had a hard enough time filling the seats we have filled now.
I do know that,
So,
that was
you
my
know, filling those other seats is not necessarily the most taxing issue right now. Getting us a
Right,
president, getting
they're
us a
not
president is.
they're not mission critical.
Right, they're not mission critical. Getting us a president is figuring out whatever's going on with the 760 and our sound quality issue, whatever that is.
They're reading through all the problems with our equipment, various issues here and there with equipment.
And
I
with
think
other
that we're all
reports,
on the same page with that, for the most
Yeah.
part, so.
Right.
We do need to come up with a trustee.
Yeah.
But that needs to be,
The FCC kind of likes that.
yeah.
I thought Tom agreed to be trustee.
Where it's. I have heard, that'd be great.
I thought he did around election time in the year.
I will then, we'll reach out to Tom and
I thought that was,
Whoever has his contact information, make sure you get it to me,
Yeah.
Dan, I'm sure you have it.
yeah,
I'll
I
get it.
fully expected
You'll
to
call
see
him.
him here.
Dan's gonna call Tom for the.
He's not hard to find.
For the trustee position.
700 when you walk in
I
the
think
door.
he's actually been working, so.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He hasn't
Okay.
been on radio much.
All right, fine, back to Jack.
When we have the trustee, what do we want to use for an address for him to turn into the FCC?
PO box. Can't do
That's
PO
what I
box.
favor.
We had a PO box and we let it drop.
PO
so
Box
we would need
10623.
Yeah, we did
They've
not
gotten to
renew that.
be rather expensive.
I mean, we can use mine, I don't care.
Use mine or. Yeah.
It's currently yours, right? If you don't mind, I don't see an issue. You're still a member of the club, right?
Yeah. Well, we can
Just
change it.
not an officer.
Would that matter?
I know
We don't-
you're renting, so it'll probably be easiest if it doesn't have to be changed at some point again.
Sure.
Somebody that owns their
Sure.
house and they're not leaving anytime in the next.
Yeah.
We get a bank statement once a month.
So,
Old bank, we didn't get that. I think we get one letter from ARRL a year.
Yeah, we have minimal mail through the post office.
Yeah, sure. It's
And
not
I
much.
did.
It's probably not.
We legally have to have one if we ever get served any papers.
Gotta have a state agent
Yeah, whoever's the agent,
for the corporation,
it's gonna be, that.
address,
Usually it's gonna be.
street
that.
address.
Yeah.
And the PO boxes at UPS places, they count as street addresses.
Yeah, agent is somebody that's gonna accept service, in other words. If an organization is sued for any reason, they're just gonna sign and accept the papers and say. That's all that the agent basically does, is gonna make sure that the organization is notified, we've been served with papers. Pretty much what it,
Yeah, about that.
Agent,
Yeah.
He said,
Okay.
well,
Thank you.
Right, right, Jess.
so yeah, we need,
I was looking around for that.
Me too.
And I didn't see it.
yeah,
So for the meantime, until the board has a chance to meet to discuss any change of address, we're gonna continue. It being sent to a permanent address, which is already on record, that's Daniel's address.
yeah,
And all he has to do is pass on the mail and we check with him on a regular basis to make sure if we've received any mail. Jackson,
And yet he's not gonna be the, trustee.
do they require
Well,
a
the
mailing
person
address
who's
for
gonna
the
be the
trustee?
trustee is gonna be a ham radio operator and will have an FCC call sign on in the ULS and whatnot. And I recommend that his address be the one.
it says here, vacancies of officers shall be filled by a majority vote of the board of trustees.
Okay,
After such elections, officers shall serve until the term of the replaced officer would have expired.
I was mistaken. Which is
Yeah,
about
just the
you.
board elects. It doesn't have to be a membership vote, but the two boards would actually, vacancy officers shall be filled by a majority vote of the board of trustees. Yeah. The board members essentially would vote for who the new president's gonna be. And I would go.
Good to know.
Normal election.
Okay, I stand corrected.
Then referring back to the last issue we were talking about was the mailing address. And Jackson was bringing up the. May have been linked to that question. That the address be that of a licensed ham who is a member of the organization, not necessarily the trustee. Is that what you interpret, Jack?
Well, I mean, the person who's gonna be trustee with his call sign registered as the trustee.
Upon appointment, yes, but in the meantime, the mail can still go to the
I'm sure.
mailers. Yeah, that's the only answer I needed for the moment, but we will schedule a board meeting here and either in the month of April or May, and that'll give us time to.
For June, we have to file the annual report. And that will have everybody's address on it. for all the officers. And,
What month?
also has the, I don't think agents listed on it.
Right, but what month?
I think it is.
Or- oh,
But that does have everybody's address.
You're right, but what months does that have to be filed, and is that every year?
Yeah,
At what time, please?
Yeah.
Right now, at the month of April? Or within so many
End of
days
this
of.
month or in the next month, each month, but yeah. There's a
Can I-
$400 fine for not doing it.
Can I get with you on that, so that we make sure we meet that deadline on the schedule of board meeting prior to
Do the
that?
taxes, got to be filed, annual reports got to be filed.
Have to be filed by the trustee, or can it be filed by any officer of the board?
well, it should be filed by the registered agent.
He's the secretary, but whatever, I think that. As long as it gets done. Yeah, it's simple.
I don't, but yeah, but there's never been a question, as long as they receive the report within the deadline of who actually filed it.
Annual reports, basically, everybody's address, who the officers are. Cost $170 or so. Just the way it's paid, collects money from us. Any business has to file. You do business in Florida, you got to file an annual report. There's no way of getting around it. Well, just don't do it.
So two things I need, you said you're gonna contact Tom about his interest as trustee. You and I are gonna stay in contact, make sure that we don't exceed the deadline for the filing. Right?
Yeah.
And make sure that the filing is made within that time.
So annual report, we got some leniency because we're a non-profit. They don't fine us $400 if we don't have it done in time. But if it's not done by August, they usually, suspend order.
Suspend the. So they give you at least,
Well, I think it takes a couple of years, what they do that, also.
4 months before it's past the legal. Or the deadline before they start getting aggravated and. Potentially begin the process of suspending the corporation. Good, well,
A normal business is $400 if you don't file it. And it takes like something.
right,
Non-profit, don't really that way, but
all right, so as trustee, all that trustee does is maintain the filings,
trustee basically makes sure the license don't expire.
right,
And if they see anything going on with repeaters, they turn the repeater off. The repeater's not ID'd properly, it's trustee's responsibility to make sure that all of the club's equipment is working up to regulation. And if you get a user on there that's not licensed, trustee's responsibility to get them off the air or turn the repeater off so that they're not illegally transferred.
right.
And also to respond to anything from the FCC,
Well, that goes without
like a
saying.
violation.
I know we talked about the address, but do we give them that address, or when they say, hey, so-and-so KTPTK is the trustee, we just automatically pull his address?
That's what I'd recommend.
You'll
Once we get
register
with
with
someone.
the trustee is got to be approved by the FCC. They have to tell them who, where, as a club wants to be the trustee, and they got to approve it.
That's probably what the
Can't
fee
have
is
any
for.
criminal background,
Right.
nothing like that.
A background check on.
So in order
Trustee
to
has
change
officers.
the address, we have to change the trustee. No? Okay,
Trustee, his address would be what FCC has on record. Just go by his call sign.
but the mail part of it,
The mail part basically would be the annual report. Anytime we change the officer, or you get a new officer, something like that, You're supposed to update the information with the state, which costs another $170-some. So I'm wondering if I have Bob to put on and save that money. We don't want to make a change on it. So we could get a president. Before we file the annual report, we put all new information in there. So we wouldn't have to go back and amend the annual report, which is another 168 or whatever it is.
Try to do it all at once.
Or you just don't change it to the following year. You can do that too.
So as far as the Federal Communications Commission trustee for the repeaters, if I were putting my call sign in the hat to be the trustee, I would want the mail to come to my address or some address over which I have direct control. Already in the ULS and all that.
Well, the FCC would have all that. That's different than the registered agent.
It is.
So, yeah, FCC can be contacted really stuff for you, so we're gonna have that information from your FCC.
Like they are. They should coincide.
But all the business mail is gonna be going to wherever you sign. The club address.
That's a totally different issue.
Right, okay.
Would you be interested in being a trustee, Jack?
Well, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but here's what I would say about that. I'm 73 years old. I could kick off most any time if we could get one of the younger fellows who would last a little longer than me. Maybe I'll last 10 or 15 years, but Lord only knows. We got a younger fellow to do it. I would say be. Oh,
Yeah, trustees.
he's raising his cane. He's raising cane.
Trustee's job is minimal. Like I said, your main
Uh,
thing is to make sure our club license doesn't expire. So once every 10 years, you're reapplying for the club license.
The hardest part of being taking on the trustee job is the very first registration to the FCC of all the sites and all the addresses of the repeaters and all the lat longs and a bunch of crap like that.
I don't think that's involved.
But once it's over with, you don't ever have to do it and change it again. But other than you need to stand by for any mailings, if the FCC decided to find it, cite us for a violation that was $10,000 a day, and we didn't respond, that wouldn't be good.
It needs
Right, I
to be
understand
in
the
order.
importance of maintaining a current mailing address and whoever the responsible party is, whether it's the trustee or another member.
With this organization, a trustee also pretty much kept up with the inventory of equipment. Because we don't have personally everybody keeping up with the inventory of equipment, who checks out what, who has what HT. And we do own several HTs, got a couple of D-Star HTs. I think Tim Keely has one, Justin's got one. No, I got it.
You've got it.
You got it. I got it sitting in there. The portable communication station. The trustee is, we're trusting the trustee with our equipment. So yeah, this club, we basically let the trustee keep up with everything, what we have, where everything is at.
And because of this, the club owns the equipment. And not anyone else.
We don't have, that could be the secretary's job, it could be president, vice president.
Could be
Could
anybody.
be anyone, but they're in front.
With this club, that's always, we let the,
That brings up another point. The immediate past president is always a member of the board.
and you want that, but you want the past president to
You want to bring that knowledge to the board.
help everybody out, bring the new president into the flow of everything.
Even if it is wearing tie-dye t-shirts.
Yeah, okay. We got that covered. But yeah, we're looking at, we need a trustee. Sooner than later, that's a FCC requirement. But essentially, I'm still, or is that person, until we get it fulfilled. The clubs has to have somebody. That's this requirement when you have a club's call sign. Now, if the club did not have the call sign, W4RNG don't have a trustee. All the trustee is for the FCC assigned club's call. Club didn't have a call, don't need a club trustee.
And actually, the trustee of multiple repeaters. All the repeaters that were owned by the club.
Without the club's call, FCC does not require to have a trustee.
And one other thing about trustee, they can appoint control operators to help them with, you know, the legality of air on the air operation.
Yeah, we got Wayne, he's been on the air all the time on the repeater. So if anything went wrong, Wayne just punched buttons in and turn the repeater on, turn out the link, turn off the link, or what have you.
There were more people that had that.
Yeah. There's more than one control operator, can be.
Yeah,
Trustee can't be awake 24 hours a day, monitoring the repeater. That takes work for him.
yeah,
He has a bunch of elves working for him. Welcome.
there, you wanna cover each of the repeaters, you wanna cover the hours of the day. And you wanna cover also not just the repeaters, but the auxiliary links and so on.
Or
Theoretically.
at least be available when someone, so if there's someone pointing out to me. Okay. All right,
But it really isn't that bad a job, I mean, you can delegate out most of it.
right, so if anyone here knows of someone that they would
Well, who's the other?
like to suggest, or excuse me, that would like to suggest, please bring it to mine or Daniel's attention.
I'll reach out to Tom.
He's gonna reach the Tom additional, anyone else that you know of it. Now that we've got a description of it, if you think would fill that, or be interested in that position, please. Let us. One or the other. Okay. Well, Jan, you and I went to the CSX. Do you want to give us I know you posted it to the Facebook group. You want to give us just a brief update of our visit?
I mean, other than, so the 444-675 machine, we went down there to check it out and give it a tune-up, if you will. And Justin and I streamlined what was going on and removed an old ICOM repeater and an old power supply that was in the cabinet. People had stacked junk on top of the cabinet and it was blocking all the perforation and let the heat out of it and all of that. So we fixed all of that, got that stuff off of it. And then we actually decided, let's bulletproof this thing. So we drilled a bunch of holes in the top above the amplifier and mounted an auxiliary fan on the top of it. So now it has 3 fans cooling it. And it's only running on medium power, so Liz should live alone. Lustrous life.
And we inspected the antenna and the connections and everything. And that's
Yeah, everything out on the roof looked good to me.
it's running really well right now. It is running in analog only. It's not connected to wires X in mixed mode. So it will not get confused between a digital signal and a regular analog signal, which could further simplify its operation.
I'm really pleased with the audio quality and everything with it. And Connor's hitting it in Orange Park at work and at the house.
The house.
So Callahan to Orange Park, 20 watts. Come on.
There are some days, that for some reason I can't connect to it.
Well,
I just blame that on
that's
probably-
conditions, yeah. We just had an accident flare or something. But yeah, so that was definitely a success. Now we just need to decide we're gonna go work with teamworks.
Right.
Conditions do change, it's a dynamic situation.
So what do you think?
Well, I've, gotten with Daniel to get it to, proceed. Seeing.
CDM radios.
CDM radios to build the,
That's what they're now, right?
yeah, to build a replacement for the Kenwood that's doing double duty right now.
Well, I noticed that there's a lack of audio quality on the 760. It sounds flat or tinny or metallic or something. It's hard to describe. So,
Static as well.
yeah,
It
it's
almost sounds overdriven.
it's magnified with a weaker signal, it seems, maybe, or maybe just more prevalent with a further mobile signal or whatever. But anyways, I cross-banded into the prime site and got signal reports, and it's the same. So I'm confident that I don't think it's anything on the bridge at all. If anything, I wonder if the diplexer might be deteriorated or coax, or if there may be a compromised antenna or something causing whatever it is, but I'm confident that it's at Nemours and easily accessible. So that makes me more eager to go up there and poke around and either trade the Kingwood radio that's up there and crossband out for the one that I have that will tone at least, or better yet, if we can get, or better yet, if we can get the Motorola's up there soon and kill 3 birds with 1 stone.
So sometime then by the end of next week, we can get together and knock that out, so you can get back to your other dozen projects that you're going with. Plus I got time, I have a few more. And then we can obviously get over to the Moors and swap out. But we're staying on top of our equipment, trying to make sure, obviously, that everything is working optimally.
Yeah, and speaking of which, apparently we have a DMR repeater down at Baptist South that is out of condition. We had talked about. Or D-Star, I'm sorry, not DMR, D-Star. And we had talked about what the future might hold for that site. So.
That's where.
Baptist South, so it would cover Nocatee, maybe parts of the eastern Orange Park.
And the reason that one's down is no internet access, correct?
Exactly.
Right, it was being linked,
I believe Ben
to
moved to
K7BEN's home, and he's moved. He's trying to reestablish that link. It should be able to run, but I haven't spoken to him in the last week to find out what progress he's made to reestablish that link. The alternative is to set up a hotspot, pay for a wireless connection for that.
So I believe, I know I had talked to Ben at one point about this a while back, and the reason that he wasn't doing that is there were port issues trying to run the D-Star through a mobile connection, getting the port forwarding properly push the D-Star link through a mobile connection, get issues with the path.
That's right, it's gotta be like 4,500 port or something.
There's gotta be a couple of ports and mobile companies don't do that. Now they're without looking at it, there might be other alternatives with VPNs and whatnot to try to get around that, but
So the prior problem with
Getting
that was that the service that we had at the time had such a very small data capacity that, and it had an alarm or an alert that we had no way to respond to. The alert was set at extraordinarily low. So as soon as we, so let's say the alert was set at 25% of its plan or capacity, and it sent an alert when we didn't respond to it, so it just shut off until the following month when you get another 20%. But it doesn't use that much data, but at the time, that connection was just poorly configured, set up to be able to even handle that much. And the alternative was to pay more money and get a mobile, a wireless internet connection that we could connect with ports, with proper ports.
I know, I think Ben was running a microwave, like, I think, right to his house, that's how
He
people.
was, yeah.
That's definitely the cheapest option.
At the time, it was a very good option. I mean, it was pretty reliable. He worked from home, so he could always monitor.
Can you guys hear me?
There's no way to do it analog, like. Between the two, like.
Guys.
receiver. I'm talking about a receiver. Oh, somebody's talking.
Okay.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sweet. Is there any way maybe you guys could have an on-site storage device that has a very small delay to offset the information that you guys need immediately? It would add a delay to the already existing physical delay, but the on-site storage would be a lot easier to manipulate and keep like in good shape.
No,
I couldn't quite feel what you're saying. We could.
The D-Star has to have a internet connection. That's what we're having trouble with.
You're talking about that. The D-Star has to have an internet connection.
Yeah.
You're talking about that over there. I guess that's the mic that's picking us up.
Yeah.
That's the mic, that's the speaker.
Yeah, I can't really hear what you're saying on that other end, but you did say there has to be an internet connection for the D-Star. What I'm saying is, so that you don't have information reject or encryption delays, then you can have an on-site storage to bypass that. You'll have a bigger delay, but it'll be a lot easier to take care of, and then you won't have information loss.
what's his call sign?
He doesn't have one.
Is he a member of the club?
No.
Well, he could be an associate member if he doesn't have a call sign.
Somebody should recruit him then.
Yeah. Now, I'm not sure. I don't know if that would work or not.
I think the issue with for storage was just the issue of having enough, with the van.
Bandwidth, yeah.
Previously, I don't know how long ago that was, but one time, you had 600 megs per month.
Yeah,
So,
10 years ago.
At one time that was the thing. Now, you could have a 4 gig plan and you probably never reach that to P-Star.
Right,
So,
right. It's just reestablishing that one.
I think the issue now is more not more or less whether or not you get the port open for it to work.
Yeah.
I know Ben knows something about that, so.
Yeah, Ben's pretty good at that stuff.
I think at one point, I was asking Damian Blaylock if there was an internet connection available at the CSX building. He was gonna check that out. And when we saw him, when Jan and I saw him, he said, yeah, I'm still looking into that. I really just forgot about it, looking into it. Yeah. That and a telephone line so that we can talk to the computer a bit. Yeah. We could,
Like, there was a phone right next to it on my desk.
if it's hooked up, then you could actually punch in the tones directly from your phone. You control the repeater, yeah.
You can have terms for.
With the phone link, you can actually make that connection directly to the repeater. All right, so I'm gonna follow up with Ben, find out about what the status of the D-Star effort is. Also gonna follow up with Damien to see if there's any more information about the internet connection at the CSX building. Would give us more central site, and right now, you're unless you're in St. Johns County, you're not gonna hit it, with anything less than 50 watts.
We couldn't move the D-Star to CSX because they won't allow that to be at that side.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's right. That obviates that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And we don't have, internet at the hospital. At the 6 meter side.
Yeah, apparently Baptist downtown, same as Baptist South, they don't like.
Baptist South gives us a big no about that.
It's
Yeah,
a
we could not,
security issue for them to have, let us have access to their network.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, go ahead, man.
I don't know, I might be asking a stupid question,
Oh,
but do any of these host sites have internet that they would donate? If they had like a Wi-Fi system that we could tap into without a whole lot of traffic, we might could solicit somebody's support that way.
I think one of the primary issues with that would be, one, we're up on the rooftop, and if there was Wi-Fi, I doubt it's up there. And outside of that, I know they just said Baptist won't allow it because of
You can
security
use
issue.
a mirror antenna
So
to get the Wi-Fi right to the site.
I think they said the issue, they just didn't want anything at the Baptist in their network or for security issues. They didn't want us to have the access.
You can always take get an app on your phone. I have one on mine to scan what Wi-Fi is available. And,
Well, how about this? What about? Now, I don't know if there's one there, but anybody that has Xfinity. Has mobile hotspots, they're everywhere. I'm
Yeah.
literally driving down the
Yeah.
road on my way here and my phone's going, you just connected the next thing your hotspot. You just connected the next thing your hotspot.
As an
Blah,
account
blah,
holder.
as an account holder, because I have the Xfinity app on my phone. Come on. But you can get use the password. your
But
account
again, but you're 380 feet from your house.
But
next
what if
door.
there's one up there?
but again, the issue, you can scan and see what's available.
But that's what made me think about it. 'Cause he was like.
Yeah, there's definitely a chance. I mean, there's the elderly, you know, the assisted living or whatever Baptist towers right next door.
Next time.
Maybe
anybody's
somebody
out
up there have.
The issue comes with that stuff, the same as mobile networks, is those networks are typically very, very locked down.
Yeah,
As far as 440 goes.
Oh, theirs, yeah, through HIPAA.
Well, not just theirs, but like your
It's
city
not
hotspots, those are very, very locked down. So like you didn't, let's say you connect to Xbox or something to a game console. You can barely even use any chat communications on them. All of the ports are locked down.
I see.
So they won't open them up for you because it's not your home network. Your city at home, you can request them to be open. They won't do that for public
For
network.
wandering, I guess, that makes sense.
So
I
that's
don't
what
want people getting into your crap, they don't want you getting into theirs.
Exactly. So how it would be a question for Ben.
Yeah,
The
there's an
easiest thing is that
anonymity
microwave
thing.
link, because we have full access and full to do whatever we want.
But you pull it up, so hey, there's Uncle Bob down there.
You can go talk to him
Hey,
Bob and see
Uncle
who it
Bob,
is,
can
you
you
know.
give us access?
Yeah,
You guys?
Never know.
So if I may, you guys are describing Meshtastic's D-Star M-Dark. It's just a hotspot bounce off. You guys can use Meshtastic as an entryway into D-Star by using M-Dark and getting through it by using hotspots that are available. Even other people's phones can use it as a hotspot in the immediate, but they're not using the network itself. They're just being the hardware that's present when it is. It's real sparse because D-Star is a lot of information, but you could use Meshtastic that way.
And will Mestastic let you do port forwarding?
So Meshtastic's not really internet. It's more or less like, I have a link at my house connected to the internet. And then somebody else has a mobile link, no internet. Theirs pulls through mine.
It's just a bridge.
Yeah, it's just a bridge. So if I had one,
with a maximum of 3, right?
No.
And they're like.
No, you could hop,
Meshtastic could be hundreds.
you could hop across
massive.
those different areas.
Meshtastic is available in 900 hertz as well.
If I hosted the repeater and opened the port on my internet, all I would need then would be a radio hooked to that, transmitted on the input frequency to any of our repeaters.
No.
That's like Anna's doing, you have to have a microwave link or strong enough Wi-Fi to get to your house. It's not bullshit section. Then you could actually be board at your house.
Did you hear that?
Wi-Fi.
I'm moving the whole thing with the repeater.
That network.
Yeah.
And what track are we running on?
All I gotta make sure is it doesn't matter, because my wife works from home for a bank, and I gotta make sure there's no messing with her equipment.
Did that,
Make that work.
we still want to put a 2 meter repeater back up, that help us out.
So it's the simplest question is can Ben just get the
We
microwave?
don't wanna lose that.
Yeah, if we can get that to work, it's
I don't
not.
want to walk away from a site like that.
Yeah,
No, I wasn't supposing.
especially with Nakati right there to absorb it.
Those with 2 meters of the D-Star.
Right.
Yeah.
The internet
What
part
kind
of
of
it.
coverage we can have. Is. My house, I don't have any coverage to find. All the towers.
What about the site that, on Bland? That's interesting. They let us use internet, it's further south, it's not as far south.
I think that's the exact question that Ben brought up. And that
It
he
is further
wanted to
south.
know.
Remember that they stopped, we used to post our Echo link, but we had port 40 and all, but they. Pulled the plug on that. No longer have internet.
I think Ben brought that up because I think he could hit microwave when he from his house to that. That's what he said. It's one of the reasons he brought that up.
Jack, you all right?
Sweet.
You all right?
Yeah, we have that kind of effect on people.
Yeah.
We definitely should.
Jack,
What
what do you need to do this thing about? I don't want to hear you. Tell me what you need.
You got push against this, it's like Dan's got some stuff he wants to show us.
Yeah, I wanna get him situated here, cause you know where.
Push up on. He's got the earth still.
Alright, you get it just that one, Jack?
You need to state.
If you need the restroom to get her, it's right around the corner.
Oh,
Down
you
there.
found one closer.
Yes, down the hallway, the unlit hallway.
Okay, no, I'm good. You drink a lot of water.
Turn around so you can get back closer to the table.
Yeah,
I'm coming back.
yeah, sit at the table.
If it wasn't, you called her, that thing I was next.
I thought you done left us, Jack.
Jack
Talking about
Been a long day.
You didn't take a nap today, did you, Jack?
Yeah,
I took a nap.
I think bottom of the
Hey,
bucket.
Jack, you woke me up.
Alright, now the show.
Just talking about that, weren't we?
So I'm
All
sorry,
right, so, I'm sorry, we're finishing up that
Oh,
part.
I make a motion.
with
we
the other
pay
site,
for that
we
portion.
ordered E-Star. Couldn't we put a link to get into the 760 down there so we could expand the coverage?
That's what we're talking about, we can run the, we can, if we can get the voter to work without making any additional noise and work reliably, we can put all three sites.
But again, we need internet connection.
Still gotta have an connection for D-Star, yes.
I will say.
Well, we would need internet for voter.
Voters all analog.
If you cross, they'll cross entities or whatever.
That's why I think they can already let a quarter wave and then I would buy a car.
Let's keep it.
Well, and we have a couple of voters, right?
And I remember that.
You go back that far.
Doing HD.
Yeah.
I heard it very not, but if we can figure it out. That's what the whole man's on.
That's another matter for any upgrades to that.
I think the biggest thing is we just agree on what our priorities are down the line from 760 down.
Well, that's why we have the committee, Connor, me, and you.
Like a voter.
So we're gonna address the future needs so that we can set up a list of projects and priorities. And plan and budget for all. So that's proof that we're gonna begin discussions. Start making lists of not only what we already have, but it's sort of what we need in order to make it a project. Bring it back to the roof. Okay, well,
Hey, guys,
now that we have the program, the business side of the meeting done, we're gonna have a program. Dan has brought some of his, homebrew, call it, right, homebrew equipment. And he'd like to share it with you. Go ahead. April BTK.
Yeah. Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
Hey, so I brought these few things because I know that other clubs have been doing some workshops, and I've been chomping at the bit to do a workshop and to do something fun with the club for months and months. So I brought several different things that I've built, different style antennas, legal limit, dummy load, 41 Jacobs, 49 one I brought, simple Fallon dipole for the house, permanent installation, legal limit, modular. You can change out any links, wires, fan dipoles, single legs, whatever. An example of what I use in POTA for field ops. So I was hoping to gauge everybody's interest and see if we could kind of get a feel for what everybody would like to build. Connor brought in the Slim Jim roll up.
And that
J-bolt.
connector, if it falls off, don't worry about it, it's already been ripped off, it needs to be reprinted.
I'll say that.
I know, me and George talking about ordering on, DX Engineering,
The ladder line.
And
we always get ladder line and build J poles.
But that's a dual band antenna that you can stick in your attic and take it with you to a hotel room, or if you're in an Airbnb somewhere.
throw it up in the
Or
tree.
hang in a tree, yeah, whatever.
Tree, man, I had it in my
Yeah.
office, I had this in my office, which is a brick, pretty much a brick building, right?
It's like this.
It's like this, and then I've got garage doors, carports, men wall.
And a cork board, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I had it hung up on well, it's a. Whatever, the
Regardless.
pegboard, for tools. And I just had it hung in my office. I was hitting 760, I was hitting 000, but not well. But I'd get into the 700, 750, it's my.
Orange bar.
From Orange Park, right there, 17 in Kingston area, so it works well, and this was my base, my first base antenna was one of these. I will say that I would not hang one permanent. Because they will get water damage from just sitting outside, month in and month out.
They're great.
Well, here's
I
copper,
gotta know what's
it's a
right.
copper
Oh,
pipe J pole.
Yeah. And by the way, everybody, Keith, you wanna introduce yourself or not? Keith?
I'm Keith, KR4BDK, joined the club about 2 to 3 weeks ago, located in Newport. I thought I would need a 000 pretty often.
And the six.
He's been a hand, a month, and just got his general already, at the swap meet, so
And that
congrats.
kid's J-Pole.
This is a homebrew.
Yeah, homebrew copper J pole.
Copper J pole.
That's what I run the Friday night frosty net on every Friday.
Wow.
That's what I thought.
Good job.
And that's another option for a build, if any of you guys wanna decide on what you guys wanna do, and we can kinda get a rough
Yeah,
idea how many
but-
people are interested. And we know how much to buy of what, and we can put it all together and bring soldering irons and lights and magnifying glasses if needed, and have a workshop. We can do it out there at Cary State Forest, they have that big pavilion with lights and outlets everywhere, and so.
What is that?
It isn't, I'm just trying
Today,
to,
what's our next scheduled activation?
Well, I haven't decided, we were talking about the 12th, but that's a little soon at this point.
I'm moving this weekend, so I personally have a lot going on, but we were kind of thinking about maybe trying to schedule the southern entrance of Okefenokee.
Yeah.
For our next activation before it gets too
That's a
hot,
nice spot.
too buggy.
Well, is the area set?
What's that?
Well, is the area set?
Oh,
Anyway,
it's
everybody
very
see
shallow,
that?
so that's a bad day.
Yeah, they got
Take all your,
You moved
everybody
it
out.
later in
What do
the
you mean?
month.
foresight activation.
That's from like 8 to 12, something like that.
Well, Ralph E. Simmons is a good site too, 'cause they have power, water.
Oh, do they?
restrooms.
I've been out there
There's
once.
good lighting and stuff.
Yeah, they got
See,
it.
that was the thing, the Cary State Forest.
They had lights and everything.
Real flipped on it was LED lit over all the tables and all those guys. And with our $19 reservation of that pavilion, it was good till 8 p.m.
It's definitely a prime location.
Nice.
That and, Crooked River.
Yes, I mean, we could kind of do an all day thing and at Cary, we could do a dinner party and a build. Everybody bring their food, we grill on that grill again and. Whatever, people can come and go, filter in and out as they please, when you get done with your thing, go on if you want,
Let's just off 200 for you.
No, Cary State Forest in Bryceville off 301 Pilotus Road.
Oh, okay.
Cary State Forest
Go to
campground.
Callahan and turn left.
It's not far at all. Callahan.
Go to Callahan.
Not from there,
Well, not from here, no. I guess not.
Go I-10 to 90 to Otis Road to 301. It's like a mile north of Otis Road on 301 by the post office in Bryceville.
We had a question of what people decide they want to, what we go down to.
That's why I brought it in. I was hoping to kind of take.
Necessarily have to be something that needs to be decided tonight.
No, but these are our options, like,
I get a feel, do we wanna do an HF kind of tiered workshop or a VHF, UHF kind of?
Do any of y'all wanna build-
Locally, or do we want?
do any of you guys wanna build antennas?
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of antennas?
HF.
I wanna
There
model-
There it is.
Okay, see, he needs an HF.
KF4.
Jay, where'd you go, man? Hit your max headroom button.
I'm still here.
There
I'm
you
still
go.
here. Yeah, man.
What kind of antenna would you?
Every time you talk.
Well, you know,
Like
I'm
a
looking-
squirrel in traffic.
I want 10, 20, and 40 is what I'm looking for. 10, 20, and 40 meters.
So are you
HF
wanna
antenna.
do like an in-fed half wave, or do you wanna do like a fan dipole? What is your preference?
Whatever is easiest.
It's yours, man, and dude, your shack looks sweet, by the way.
Yeah, that's my shack, all right.
No, I thought maybe you paid for a rich background.
No, that's just a background, man.
Somebody else's picture.
Yeah.
He says.
Well, all right, so what is that one, I mean, do you have room for a fan dipole? Would you have your in-fed halfways? Do you wanna wrap Fallon Unans, if you can see that? I mean,
I can see it a little bit.
this is a 49-to-1, which is great for an in-fed halfway. This is a 4-to-1, which is great for Yagis or vertical and radials or off-center fed dipole. There's a bunch, loops. So, I mean, it's really, I'm just trying to take everybody's temperature. If you guys are like, ooh, I want, then I'll make sure and have it, all the stuff for us to make that for you, to help you make whatever.
Yeah. It's
And I personally think that some of us that are experienced with this should take the opportunity while we're hosting a workshop and demonstrating how to build these. Let's go ahead and turn out a few and try to maybe put them on Etsy or eBay or Amazon or whatever and sell them for the club at a profit.
Might even make the expense back for renting the place.
Yeah, I would hope so, but maybe even more so, put some money in the bank while we're showing how we wrap balance. Why not turn out 5 or 10 of them? And throw them in the box, and when people order them, I'll take them to the post office and mail them off, mail them out after we get a PayPal payment or whatever. Better than washing cars.
The OP club will have auctions frequently. and
Sure.
Stuff like that.
And I'm sad to say, I didn't think about it, but somebody, I think, told me that there was a guy there selling dipoles, set up similar to kind of what I got. We could be doing the same thing and actually build up a little inventory, whether we build a few of those copper J poles, whether we build dummy loads, whether we build.
Sell, the copper J will do those all the time online.
I bought mine for $40 off a hand somewhere.
You can't beat them.
We get some good tunes. We get some good tunes.
That's not worth your
Antennas.
time.
We can keep it in our setup for field day too.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
If you guys
This
end up
is-
with extra material, you can
One
always,
country on this, in a park.
Wow.
if you guys end up with extra material, you can always reach out to
This is
the
whack.
RC club.
You got $11 in it.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead and say that again.
I was saying, if you guys end up with extra material, you can always reach out to the RC club. They always need extra antennas for a lot of their miniature airplanes or some of
Yeah,
their,
we need to give us extras. Yeah, we need
whatever
their
type of
extras.
antenna you guys can actually use, they will definitely use in earnest.
I want to get back into personally build some beam antennas, and build quad antennas, super simple to build, works great. I built for 10 meters, 11 meters, all the way down to 2 meters, 4 They're super easy to build. To build 2 element, 4 element, 7, 20 element, man.
Another interesting homebrew bill that I'm interested, I don't know a lot about it yet, but I've been looking into this homemade rotation. That's another pretty cool thing that I'm watching guys build.
Sounds cool.
The amplifier.
It's not that bad.
Is it rope,
The amplifier, yeah, amplifier.
the rope operated?
It's motor and a little dance.
Like a stage curtain?
Amplifier builder.
Yeah, I would love to build a VHF,
What are you interested in?
Amplifier, so.
but what,
Well, no,
VHF,
antennas,
HF, VHF?
yes, HF.
HF antennas?
See, if we did,
Yeah,
the thing about VHF is that there's only so many things that you can do as far as getting a VHF antenna up in the air and talking about it. You could do a J-pole, you could make a dipole, but how many people are talking on dipole?
I mean, it's about a section of wire, half in the middle, so.
I mean, it's simple enough to make, but who's hanging?
Yeah, it is simple enough to make, but
You take SO 239.
I don't even think that's what building.
Yeah, you can
It's
split
center.
through a coax and you're talking.
But if we did like, say, a 64-foot with 49 to 1 and a 29-foot with a 9 to 1.
68.5 foot.
Or yeah.
I would like to see us scheduling stuff out into the future, not a couple of weeks or a month. Best with doing parks, because then I can go out, make reservations.
No, yeah, absolutely.
If it's less than a month out, chances of getting reservations to go camping there is slim to none.
We're trying to get to where we can plan the next one before the next, like, if we could plan May
2 months in advance.
before
right?
April even happened, that would be keen, but it's just a matter of trying to decide on a park that everybody would like to go to. And we're
Well,
running out of parks.
If we're gonna do that, I like the idea of creating a full color brochure or information pamphlet. If we're gonna do that, and it can lay out the next 90 days of our meetings and outings or whatever. And a thumbnail map of how to find this right here, fold it up 3 ways, full color with pictures, people love pictures. And be able to hand out, because every time we're at the park, you're like, what are you doing? And I would love to be like, this is what we're doing, you know, you want a little information, whatever.
Like a little photo pamphlets that we got.
A little information, a little introduction pamphlet, you know,
Well,
with
it's got-
our website, Parks on the Air emblem. or
That
logo.
would be an excellent recruiting.
Absolutely, absolutely. You wouldn't believe how many people are like, oh my gosh, I think my license might still be active. They have no idea about Parks on the Air.
There's that.
You need somebody with a computer and a printer to do that.
Do you know somebody?
I've got it.
Nope.
I got it. Partial print. I can print.
Yeah, we just need to come up with a nice little summary of who we are and what we do and some cool pictures and, you know, make it look fun.
I'm
And
willing to
then
do it
just
for
list-
sure, I
just like a little quarterly,
Yeah.
just a little quarterly schedule for the next 3 months with our meetings. And if we have photo scheduled outings, whatever, field day when it comes up. And then we'll just freshen them every quarter, you know, and
The thing.
everything can stay the same except for our schedule and dates, you
Well,
know?
I mean, we could even go as far as the POTA thing, we could start just doing that, the 3rd, 4th. Saturday, just like our meetings are. the
But
first
it's
Tuesday.
not that easy because then you find out they got stuff.
Well, yeah, but we can-
Well, that's
we're
the
not-
thing.
We're not gonna be able to do stuff around everybody else's schedule. It's
Exactly.
gonna conflict from time to time. But if we plan out 3 months in advance, a lot of these other organizations aren't planning that far out unless it's like field day winter, summer, field day, stuff like that. We know what our
Outside their control,
And
essentially.
if it gets to a point where we're hot and heavy, you know what I mean? People are gonna,
They're gonna
other
be
people are
working
gonna
on our
go,
schedule.
right, other
We
people are
need
gonna
to
go,
go ahead and
we
get the
can't do
schedule.
that. Everybody's.
And
gonna
don't-
be first.
We're waiting, on what does everybody think, this and that? We're waiting to get too much input, and that's confusing and clouding everything, we don't know what to do.
But it's delaying everything, that's
Go
for
ahead
sure.
and make a decision, we're going here, we're going
Yeah.
over here, we're going here.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
the
yeah.
schedule.
And that's just what we're trying
That's
to
just
do.
what it is.
Yeah.
The farther out you plan, the better
Yeah,
your
'cause
chances.
to
of
be
getting
honest with
it.
you, I've reached out to so many people for input, and everybody's like, oh.
Just make.
But where do you wanna go next? Well, it's like
Just
asking
make
my
a
wife where we wanna go next. Well, I feel bad because most of our outings have been to the north or, you know, out to the west. I wanted to try to cater to the guys like Jay and Green Cove and the guys in Nocatee. Or, you know, St. Augustine, for instance. But when I proposed it, we didn't really get much interest. Sorry, man.
Why don't you pick a date and set it up? And if there's only two of you, show up.
Oh, I'm still
Other
gonna have a
people
ball.
Are gonna see it and they're gonna see radioactivity. They'll be exposed to ham radio and you'll be getting the job done.
Sure, and I mean, and I do that all the time.
And
I just go out
I
there.
love this kind of activity, but my Saturdays are booked.
See, and there you go. But this is the input that I'm dying to
We
get.
need a Sunday.
When works
That's
for,
how
yeah,
we do a
does Sunday work for you? Does
Yeah.
Friday nights work for you? We can do parks after dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Why
actually sounds
can't
like.
we if we do a pamphlet, we can do a 6-month schedule.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
even just
I-
3 months
next
and
6
feel it
months.
out. Yeah, we don't have to even commit for
This
6
month,
months.
in May, this one, and this month, this one, and this month, and just pick a different month for 5 months straight and pick a random date. And you know, and if people can go, they can go, if they can't, they'll go to the next one, they know there's another one coming up and it's already scheduled.
Yeah, I mean, it's always gonna be somebody's birthday, somebody's anniversary,
Yeah,
somebody's
gotta-
sick.
Somebody's going on vacation.
Have food there.
Last
one looked
exciting as hell. You know,
Food's a big draw.
It was good.
old grill.
It was good.
I've been pushing the hot dog, did that cost the club much at all for hot dogs? Been doing that for years.
Right, we're.
Used to do it at the Ham Fest.
The last time, a bunch of people brought their own protein and stuff.
Well, that was the whole,
There was the whole thing.
that was the whole
but
thing
it
on
was
that
great.
one, but yeah, go ahead, man.
Smart way.
Back, Jack remembers these days, back range used to have citywide footprint.
And on activities, we would plan a year in advance.
Yes,
The
and
farther out you plan, and map out your activities into the calendar.
But-
and
Go
then
ahead.
it was meant as a derogatory statement, but we got labeled in the Food Channel because people would get off from work, or they'd get on the 7-6 and you know, they just sign in and somebody said, well, I'm fixing to go over here and get a pizza. Well, before you know it, 3 or 4 people show up over there and get pizza.
You know, you're not the only person I've heard say that. There's somebody else I was talking to, told me the same thing. They used to
This
call
was-
it-
This was back in the late 90s
Network.
and the early 2000s.
Yeah, somebody else was telling me.
And,
Well,
but Jack remembers those days.
70s and the 80s.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Back when
You want to create
It's
that-
been around for a long time.
They created days.
Gonna have a lot.
Create interest and activity and make it fun. Fun and
Talking about the
exciting.
food channel?
Fun and exposed to the public. Because
Oh,
that's
maybe it was
what we
Jay.
need.
I think it was actually
Hey,
Jay
where
that was
you
telling me.
from?
So we talking about the food channel?
Yeah, I was probably with Jay.
Yeah, the Food Channel, you remember?
I remember quite well. We had a lot of good times.
Oh, the barbecue.
It was a gastronomical success.
It was.
Right. See what you did there.
Well, another aspect,
I think we have stuff to work on.
Got plenty to work on, yeah, but it's also almost 10 after 8 and we need to get on the move.
So yeah, just like this project here. Just pick one.
Yeah.
And,
Or 2, we could have an,
That's what I was
one or the
thinking.
other, we could have A or B.
and the thing is, while we're doing this, bring your antenna analyzers with us, what have you. And whoever's out in the parking lot, we can check their
Yeah,
antenna.
If you're having problems with anything, bring it.
Yeah.
And it's
Anything at
not,
home, take it
that
down.
we're
bring
just
it out.
doing this, we're doing this. And whatever else we can help do while we're there at that event doing this.
Yeah.
We're not strictly, this is a toroid wrapping content or class, and that's what we're, no, this is what we're here for. But if somebody needs help, the SWR is wrong on the car, or they're not getting out good, or they want to install a radio in their vehicle, and yeah, come out here. We'll find the time and help see what we can do to get that done while we're building this railroad. So, you just- yeah, that and getting out in the public, getting out to these parks, being seen. That's another big thing.
If we're in a situation like that and they hear us talking on somebody on the radio and you say, well, where are you? He said, well, I'm down here on US 1 and Racetrack Road. And I said, wow, that's communicating. That's what we need. We need to expose this to the public, and those that are interested will come.
Different places too. It doesn't have to be a photo thing. I think we'd be missing out on getting contacts for photos, but go somewhere where there's a lot of public at, a lot of people. See Park, Hannah Park, or a beach, or somewhere where there's a lot of activity.
That's what I was gonna say, was Hannah Park, there's a lot of people there and pavilions.
Get something
And
up.
All you gotta do is rent one space.
Yeah.
And you're in.
Where we're actually seeing and a lot of.
You
people
guys should,
walking by.
You should look into the, there's always a bunch of stuff going on at UNF where you can set up a table. And they have an engineers department that you guys can reach out to, and they're always working on projects where they can work on new technology. But a lot of the new technology they're working on is actually working on old hardware. You guys already have that hardware and you know exactly how it works. So you could potentially teach students that think they know what they're doing, what they can do with it. That's a really good way of recruiting. They're all around my age.
Even now, it's a big campus.
You have to be seen by the public, right? People start knowing.
UNF is a state campus. You guys can walk around and just have a table outside. There's people who are constantly screaming stuff that are not fun. It'd be great to have somebody with just a sign that's talking about how radio is still very much relevant in today's day.
Yeah, I think we need to put a bow on this. Anyone have a motion to adjourn?
I got a question.
Oh, one question, sorry.
I second. What is the footprint typically of the 7.6?
I have a coverage map of that.
Yes.
Orange Park
By
to,
itself, it covers.
I'd say further than that.
well, to get in here, Orange Park to Callahan to Mayport to.
Something's wrong with my setup then.
I can
because
carry
can't
7.6 all the way out to past 301 west. I can
You gotta
carry-
make sure-
Where's your
Repeat it
location?
Here,
Where's your location?
I'm a quarter weight on top of the car.
No, where are you located?
Oh, when I couldn't get it, I was at,
What'd you
5
say?
miles south of the St. John's River in Main Street. The Main Street Bridge, I'm 5.1 miles south of that.
On 13?
No, on, US, off of US.
I'll bring everything.
Okay. I should be able to hit the repeater.
Where are you, like Bay Meadows?
Not that far.
I'm trying to piece this together.
All right, you know where university is?
Yeah, I'm born and raised right here.
All right, University and Emerson, halfway between it is Moody Brothers Machinery.
Yeah.
That road right there is Hudnall Road. I live down there.
Bucknall, right, okay, yeah, all right.
Well, I'm just at the other end of Bowden Road.
Can we check this?
Yeah,
That's not
by the bank, on the old dairy property there.
Yeah, old
Bowden,
Central
we'll
place,
fix it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I've got some solder
I've
on
got-
it.
I can hit it on,
Got everything brand new for that.
on the base, I can hit it on a half watt.
We're gonna check your tones. We'll walk out there real quick right now.
On the HT, I can hit it anywhere in town. And the mobile. I've been in Florida.
We're definitely in the middle of town.
When I get, don't laugh.
Hey, the
No, there's no control. You can hit it now.
Oh, they don't have a truck on.
Dude,
I
Whoa,
would
whoa,
pass
whoa,
on.
whoa, whoa.
You're actually, you still know it.
Don't start talking. That's how it kills.
Right now.
Dude, how dope is that for 40?
Okay.
I haven't got a chance.
Nevertheless.
48 right there.
Yeah, go on.